here I have the new Infinix Hot 50i, which I have been using for some days now. It is a budget-friendly smartphone with impressive features. In this video is everything you need to know about the phone, so let's quickly dive in to explore its features to see if this phone is worth your money. I desperately wanted to get my hands on the purple color of this phone, but couldn't because it probably wasn't shipped to this region. The one I have here is the green color of the phone. It is the 4GB RAM, 128GB storage option that I got for 146,000 naira, which is about $90. For the content in the box, here are all the items they made available, which includes the same plastic phone cover we had for the Smart 9, which doesn't really protect the phone as much. Out of the box, and I couldn't help but notice the striking resemblance this phone has with the Smart 9, which I reviewed here a few days ago. The design of this phone is giving everything that it needs to give. It is modern and sleek, and when I say sleek, I mean super sleek. The back and the frame are made of plastic that feels sturdy. The punch hole display in front and the screen-to-body ratio of 90.2% makes this phone almost bezel-less, giving off that premium appearance. And just like the Smart 9, it is also lightweight and comfortable to hold and operate with one hand. As usual, we have the 3.5mm jack, the Type-C ports, and one of the speakers at the bottom. This phone has dual DTS speakers with the second speaker at the top. Infinix claims the speakers on this phone are improved with 300% ultra volume, and yes, the speakers are indeed loud, which is impressive because that wasn't the case with its predecessor, the Hot 40i. It has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor that is very responsive. The SIM tray houses 2 standby SIMs and an SD card slot that supports up to 2 terabytes. As expected of phones within this price point, it has a 6.7-inch IPS LCD display with 720p resolution. And honestly, the quality of the visuals on this phone is not bad. They are quite bright and vibrant. As for the peak brightness, we got just 500 nits here, which isn't bright enough for outdoors as you would struggle to use this phone outside on sunny days. There is also an always-on display just like we have on the Smart 9, which is an impressive feature to have on a phone that does not have an AMOLED display. Under personalizations, you will see a bunch of display designs to choose from and set as your always-on display. Just like the other budget phones released recently, this one is also in trend with a refresh rate of up to 120Hz, which is more like a sleeping 120Hz refresh rate because the screen barely refreshes up to that. It also has a 240Hz touch sampling rate that adds to the responsiveness and smooth navigation on this phone. The camera of this phone is one aspect of the phone that I love so much. From the design and shape of the lenses and flashlights to where and how they are positioned. As you can see, instead of the regular circular camera lens shape we are used to, this one has cuboid-like shaped lenses. The phone has a 48-megapixel Sony IMX camera sensor as the main camera with a depth sensor. And just like the Smart 9, it has 2 flashlights, which you can turn on by tapping on the touch icon for it to expand, so you can choose from there. They are LED lights, so expect brighter lights that go far in the dark. We have an 8-megapixel selfie camera and a front flashlight. With this phone camera, you can zoom up to 10x. Both the rear and the front cameras of this phone record at up to 2K 30 frames per second. It has other camera features like panorama and super night mode. When it comes to the camera quality of this phone, honestly, I am impressed with the quality of pictures taken with this phone. Among all the budget phones I've reviewed this year, this phone, the itel S24 and the Redmi 14-6 cameras are top when it comes to quality. Just ensure you have good lighting. So here are some of the shots taken with this phone. The pictures taken are clear and sharp. The camera captures some details and the portrait mode decently blurs the background. Pictures taken with the selfie camera are decent enough considering that it is just 8 megapixel. When it comes to the video quality, always keep it at the back of your mind that the camera of this phone does not have any stabilization. So ensure you limit movements when recording, or better get a handheld stabilizer for your motion videos. The videos recorded with both the rear and the selfie cameras are decent when recorded under good lighting. Moving on to the performance of this phone. This phone is powered by Android 14 with the Mediatek G81 chipset. When it comes to the performance of this phone, you should expect a better experience while using the phone. For daily smartphone tasks and less intensive games, I was able to use this phone without experiencing any form of lag. You'll be able to use and navigate through apps smoothly, which I believe is what anyone who uses a budget Android phone would love to see and experience. For gaming, you can also play high graphic games on this phone and it won't stress you out. Sadly, there is no promise of any software updates for this phone anywhere by Infinix. But I don't think that is strange for budget Android phones, right? To compensate for this, there is a 48-month guaranteed user smoothness tag on this phone, but how this would be achieved in reality without software updates will remain a mystery to me. To extend the durability of this phone, Infinix gave it some level of protection with IP54, which protects this phone when exposed to dust and water splash, which is a good upgrade. At least you can now go about using your phone with some confidence, knowing that it is somehow protected. With a 5000 mAh battery on this phone, you will rarely complain about low battery, as this phone can take you up to 2 days with moderate use. The charger also offers you 18-watt fast charging to help speed up the charging time, which will take about 2 hours to fully charge it, against the longer time it would have taken without fast charging. In conclusion, the Infinix Hot 50i offers impressive value for its price. With a sleek design, smooth performance, and impressive camera quality, this phone is perfect for those interested in budget Android phones. Thank you for watching, and please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already, and I will see you in the next one.